moving an armored tank across the ocean in a single flight, heavily shifting the balance of power. Modern transport aircraft combine massive payload capacity with advanced avionics to deliver heavy equipment anywhere on Earth within hours. High-capacity defines strategic airlift, dictating exactly what force can deploy during a crisis. We rank the undisputed kings of military logistics to reveal the ultimate cargo platforms. Let's begin with number 10. At number 10, the C-130J Super Hercules from the United States. While not a heavy strategic lifter, this tactical workhorse establishes the vital baseline for rugged military logistics. It carries up to 20 tons of cargo across a moderate ferry range 5,250 km. The 4-engine turboprop design achieves a maximum cruising speed of 400 knots, keeping transit times highly efficient for regional theater operations. In frontline scenarios, crews completely depend on its capability to drop critical supplies straight into active combat zones. The aircraft regularly executes precise tactical airdrop, delivering ammunition or medical supplies directly to isolated infantry outposts under heavy threat. The defining strength is absolute airfield flexibility, allowing the plane to land safely on raw, unpaved dirt strips measuring just 3,000 feet long. This extreme access fundamentally bypasses the need for established military bases. However, the A-frame inherently lacks the internal volume and structural floor strength required to carry modern main battle tank and oversized shelter containers. This strict payload limitation forces military planners to rely entirely on larger platforms for deploying heavy armored divisions. Still, moving heavier vehicles requires transitioning to an advanced jet-powered design that pushes payload limits further. At number 9, the C-390 Millennium from Brazil. Surpassing legacy turboprops, this jet-powered transport brings modern speed and efficiency to the tactical airlift category. It lifts a maximum payload of 26 tons and reaches a top cruising speed of 570 knots. Powered by twin turbofans, it easily sustains high-altitude flights up to 36,000 feet over a range of 2,815 km with heavy load. The aircraft frequently supports rapid deployment missions, moving armored personnel carriers or disaster relief teams across wide geographical regions. The advanced fly-by-wire system greatly reduces crew workloading during complex low-level navigation, improving overall mission safety. Cargo handling and loading features dictated its efficiency on the tarmac. A highly adaptable rear ramp and internal roller system halve the time required to secure standard pallets and light vehicles. Rapid turnaround times completely redefine operational speed on the ground. Despite its impressive speed and modern avionics, the twin-engine configuration restricts its survivability compared to 4-engine strategic titans when taking damage over heavily congested airspace. The internal base simply cannot fit outside strategic missile system or heavy artillery units. Moving such immense hardware demands a platform specifically built to bridge the gap between tactical agility and heavy lift. At number 8, the C-2 from Japan. Engineered to replace older regional airlifters, this twin turbofan transport delivers a significant leap in range and hauling power. It possesses a payload capacity of 37 tons and commands a maximum speed reaching 534 knots. It can project power across an unrefueled range of 7,600 km when carrying a lighter load. Its primary advantage lies in exceptional speed and performance during long-haul maritime routes, maintaining cruising altitudes up to 40,000 feet. Rapid maritime deployment fundamentally alters the balance of regional conflicts. In practical application, the military uses this high-speed capability to deploy defensive missile batteries and infantry divisions rapidly across the Pacific theater. The Advanced Flight Deck incorporates a sophisticated tactical flight management system, ensuring precise navigation over vast, featureless oceans without relying on external radar guidance. The aircraft heavily prioritized by runway performance over austere field operations. Landing gear design and engine placement make it less suited for soft and unpaved landing strips compared to dedicated tactical airlifters, while it masters the skies over open water. True multi-role dominance requires an airframe wiring to endurance the punishing dirt and gravel of forward operating bases. At number 7, the A400M Atlas from Europe. This multi-role workhorse bridges the divide between tactical agility and strategic weight perfectly. It handles a heavy payload of 37 tons and utilizes 4 massive turboprop engines to reach speed of 422 knots. A computed air release point system allows it to accurately airdrop exactly 25 tons of cargo or 116 troops safely from height as low as 150 feet. In combat theater logistics, it serves simultaneously as a cargo hauler and a tactical aerial refueling tanker. Crews can offload exactly 51 tons of fuel via underwing pods to extend the range of frontline fighter jets during active combat patrols. The unmatched airfield flexibility makes this platform exceptionally lethal. The durable 12-wheel landing gear design allows the aircraft to land smoothly on soft, completely unprepared dirt strips while avoiding structural damage. Direct frontally delivery completely changes tactical logistics on the ground. The immense complexity of its custom turboprop engines initially caused severe maintenance delays and reduced fleet readiness. Turboprop systems also fundamentally limit maximum cruising speeds when compared to modern jet transport. Furthermore, it incorporates an armored cockpit and inert fuel tank to increase survivability. To move heavier mechanized armor across the globe with zero delay, nations eventually turn to massive jet design that redefine cargo limits. At number 6, the Il-76MT-90A from Russia. Upgrading a Cold War legend, this deeply modernized heavy transport integrated new technologies into a proven airframe. It carries an imposing payload of 16 tons and easily cruises at 450 knots. Powerful new turbofan engines provide a highly practical flight range of 5,000 km when fully loaded with up to 3 vehicles. The military frequently deploys this aircraft to drop mechanized airborne forces directly into hostile territory. The rear cargo doors open in mid-flight to deploy multiple infantry fighting vehicles simultaneously, ensuring rapid troops accumulation on the ground. Survivability and defensive aids from the core of its operational doctrine. The airframe features a hardened radar warning receiver suite and integrated defense system that deploy 192 flares to blind incoming surface-to-air missiles. Integrated countermeasures ensure survival during highly contested aerial supply drops. Despite modern glass cockpit avionics, the physical cargo bay dimensions remain restricted by older architectural standards. The internal width prevents the loading of modern extra-wide main battle tanks without significant disassembly. Moving fully intact armored divisions demands an entirely different scale of engineering, paving the way for platforms designed specifically to swallow entire tanks whole. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown, and leave a like if this topic has been useful so far. Also, drop a comment on what we should cover next. At number 5, the Y-20 from China. This newly developed strategic lifter dramatically reduces reliance on imported Soviet-era jets and signals a massive shift in military logistics. It achieves an impressive payload capacity of 72 tons and hits a top speed of 575 meters per hour. Unrefueled, the aircraft covers a vast distance of 7,800 km while hauling a moderate load. The integration of advanced technological innovations completely streamlined its production and capability. Engineers utilize sophisticated three-dimensional modeling and printed components to accelerate initial development time by up to 75%. Rapid engineering development creates an immediate shift in strategic capabilities. Operationally, the airframe was explicitly designed to transport the heavy Type 99 main battle tank across the Asian continent. High-capacity defined strategic airlift, allowing the military to quickly project heavy armor into distant border regions without relying on slow rail networks. It reportedly operates from road dirt strip, just 600 meters long. A primary constraint has been the long-term reliance on older, less efficient engine designs that restrict optimal thrust at high altitudes. While newer domestic engines are currently entering service to solve this power deficit, the fleet still lacks the decades of global combat experience seen in Western counterparts. True global dominance requires an aircraft that has proven itself repeatedly under fire during complex international crises. At number 4, the AN-22 Ante from Russia. Holding the historic title of the world's largest turboprop-powered aircraft, this colossal machine remains an absolute brute in heavy logistics. It hauls a massive payload of 80 tons and uses contra-rotating propeller to reach a cruising speed of 367 knots. The enormous internal fuel capacity provides a staggering maximum range of 10,850 km when flying empty. In strategic operations, the military utilizes its cavernous cargo hold to transport fully assembled helicopters and heavy surface-to-air missiles batteries across vast frozen territories. The aircraft kneels on its complex landing gear, allowing transport truck to drive heavy payload directly onto the 33-meter-long reinforced cargo floor. The defining advantage of this legacy platform is its exceptional airfield flexibility under extreme weight. Equipped with a rugged system of 14 wheels, it effortlessly lands on snow-covered or unpaved airstrip that would completely destroy the landing gear of modern jet transport. However, the aircraft completely lacks modern avionics and computerized automated cargo handling systems, while its raw lifting power remains undeniably impressive. Modern warfare demands a high-speed jet platform that perfectly balances massive payload capacity with cutting-edge digital efficiency and combat-proven reliability. Achieving logistical overmatch requires transitioning to an aircraft engineered specifically to dominate tactical drops and intercontinental supply lines simultaneously. At number 3, the C-17 Globemaster III from the United States. Widely considered the premier global rich aircraft, this jet fundamentally redefines multi-role versatility. It boasts a maximum payload capacity of 77 tons and easily sustains a rapid cruise speed of 450 knots across an initial unrefueled range of 4,480 km. A highly advanced high-cliff wing design allows it to execute incredibly steep climbs even when heavily loaded. Operational history constantly proves its dominance in both combat resupply and massive humanitarian relief missions. Crews routinely use the specialized F-ram to load a single 69 tons Abrams main battle tank and fly it directly into forward operating bases. The reliability and maintainability metrics are exceptional, boasting a confirmed 92% mission completion rate while requiring only 20 hours of maintenance per flight hour. Reversing engines allow it to back up independently on narrow third taxiway, delivering heavy armor to remote locations standard jets simply cannot reach. Unmatched physical agility consistently guarantees victory during rapid combat deployments. These unique capabilities earn the aircraft multiple war records for pilot-to-altitude performance. The immense financial cost of acquisition heavily restricts widespread procurement, limiting its availability strictly to wealthy allied nations. Furthermore, while highly capable, the cargo bay lacks the raw cavernous volume required to transport multiple main battle tanks simultaneously on a single flight. At number 2, the AN-124 Ruslan from Ukraine and Russia. When pure volumetric capacity and brute strength dictated the mission, this gigantic strategic airlifter answered the call immediately. It lifts a staggering maximum payload of 150 tons and cruises at a speed of 460 knots. Carrying lighter loads, the massive airframe achieved a truly intercontinental ferry range of 15,700 km, allowing power projecting across the entire globe without stopping to refuel. It operates with a colossal internal volume of over 1,000 m3, swallowing massive equipment whole. The historic operational impact of this aircraft involves moving outsize, non-standard cargo that no one other plane can fit inside. Real-world missions routinely involve transporting fully assembled trains, aerospace rockets, and multiple heavy attack helicopters simultaneously. In one historic flight, the aircraft lifted a record-breaking 171-ton load to an altitude of 10 km, proving its absolute structural dominance. The cargo handling and loading features completely separated from conventional transport. The entire nose section tilts upward, and the front landing gear kneels down to create a seamless drive-through loading tunnel. Technological innovations like early composite materials and a supercritical wing design drastically reduce aerodynamic drag. Massive lifting capability instantly shatters conventional barriers of military logistics. However, this immense size creates severe dependencies on established infrastructure. The aircraft requires long, pristine, perfectly paved runway to take off fully loaded, completely destroying its air fleet flexibility in austere combat environments. Furthermore, older avionics and a lack of modern defensive aids make it highly vulnerable if flown anywhere near contested enemy airspace. Maintenance demands run exceptionally high, requiring highly specialized support crews that limit its fast response capability. To achieve the absolute pinnacle of strategic airlift, a platform must combine outsized capacity with advanced digital survivability and total global military integration. At number 1, the C-5M Super Galaxy from the United States. Standing as the undisputed apex from modern strategic airlift, this towering Leviathan represents the ultimate tool of national diplomacy and global power projection. Upgraded with modern turbofans, it easily carries an immense payload of 127,000 kg and maintains a high cruising speed of 450 knots. When tasked with connecting continents, it can offload its massive cargo and immediately fly onward for 2,150 miles without requiring any mid-air refueling. This aircraft fundamentally enables rapid shift in global power dynamics. In a single intercontinental flight, military commanders use it to deploy two massive main battle tanks, or an entire convoy of armored personnel vehicles strike to front lines. During major international crises, these fleets create an unbroken supply chain across oceans, delivering thousands of tons of critical supplies before adversaries can even mobilize. Cargo handling efficiency heavily dictates its number one position. The aircraft features a unique system that opens both the nose and the tail ram simultaneously, allowing ground crews to load double rows of vehicles. This drive-through capability literally halves cargo transfer times on the tarmac. Additionally, advanced technological innovations ensure fleet readiness. The modernized airframe incorporates a highly sophisticated 700-point health monitor system, keeping the aircraft airborne and out of the maintenance hangar. Unmatched mechanical efficiency directly establishes total logistic supremacy worldwide. Even at the top of the tier, sheer mass imposes physical limitation on its operational footprints. The aircraft requires exceptionally long, heavily reinforced runways, preventing it from ever landing at remote, unpaved forward operating bases. As the wingspan stretches an immense 2,022 feet across. This means only major international airport or hardened military installations can physically accommodate its arrival. Despite this reliance on paved infrastructure, the sheer scale of its strategic influence remains completely unmatched. Possession of this world-class transport absolutely underpins a nation's ability to wage war or deliver life-saving humanitarian aid anywhere on the planet. Its combination of outsized payload, digital diagnostics, and raw endurance makes it the most powerful logistical weapon ever built. Heavy transport aircraft prove that modern conflicts are won long before the fighting begins. We have explored how payload capacity, advanced avionics, and airfield flexibility combine to create platforms that literally reshape global strategy. Logistics remains the undeniable backbone of true military dominance. Which factors do you believe is more critical in modern conflict? The absolute massive payload capacity of strategic lifters or the short-field unpaved landing flexibility of tactical transports? If you found this breakdown useful, make sure to subscribe and leave a like to support the channel. We have more in-depth comparisons like this. Watch the next video that appears on your screen right now.